My internet is so slow and my ISP is absolute. But before you rush out and blame your ISP, in a lot of cases it's actually your network that's the problem. So how do you know? How do you know if you're the problem, or how do you know if your ISP is actually to blame? Well, before you pick up the phone and phone customer services, don't worry, I got you. Let me show you how to troubleshoot your own network. Let's do it.
Break it down now, phone, gadget, apps, it's the TechieGuy.
And welcome to another episode of Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. My name's Liron Segev, where I make tech simple. If you're into phones, gadget, apps, tips and tricks on how to, hit that subscribe button and let's get on to today's show. Okay, well, before we begin, let's just be clear about one thing. You're not going to get more speed than you pay for. If I'm paying for 100 megabits per second, I should be getting as close to 100 megabits as possible. If you're paying for 5 megabits per second, you should be getting to as close to 5 megabits per second as possible. Not 1 megabit and nothing below that. I believe we should be getting what we're paying for. So before we jump down their throats, let's just clean up in-house to make sure it's not us that's the problem. Let's begin there and let me show you what I'm looking for. So in my case, I have got separate units. That's the modem, that's the router. That's the modem from my ISP. So the first thing I want to make sure is that I've got a power on light and I have got a internet line or an online light. Both of them need to be on. If I am not getting the online light, it means it's not getting data from your service provider. This is where it starts. Switch this off for 5 minutes. Why 5? Because that allows this thing to power down completely, and then your service provider is going to stop reconnecting to try get your connectivity back up, which means you're going to get a nice fresh connection. Now that you've done that, your online light is on. The next step is to go down to your router. Your router, you're looking for the internet light. That should be on. If this light is not on, it means it's not getting information from here to here. Therefore, what you're going to do is you're going to go around back and you're looking for something called the internet. You follow this cable back through to your modem and you make sure that that LAN cable is actually nice and secure. You'll probably find that that cable is so old, probably one of those old Cat cables. You want to get a Cat 6 or a Cat 7 and connect between this and this, giving you the best speed. Once you've done that, your internet light should be on. If your internet light is not on, you might want to hard reset the factory defaults of your router to go give it another opportunity to look for that internet connection. Once you've got that internet connection, we're then ready to move on to the next step, which is on the computer. Let's go. Right, on your Windows computer, head down to the search bar, type there CMD, which is the command prompt. You see a little box at the top, click on that and it will open up your command prompt. Now in this command prompt, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to type there ipconfig. And that will show me if I'm connected or not connected to my network. In this particular case, you can see I have no connectivity whatsoever. So what do? I right click on my network connections at the bottom and choose troubleshoot problems. This is the Windows wizard that's going to try help you resolve any issues. It gives you a suggestion and you can either apply that fix or skip to the next one. Another thing to do is to right click on your network properties at the bottom, choose the settings, and then choose the change adapter options. Click on that. Now you will see a screen that looks similar to this depending on how many adapters you've got connecting to your network. Typically it's an Ethernet one and then a Wi-Fi one. What you do is you double click on the Ethernet one, go to Internet Protocol 4, double click on that, and then make sure everything is set to automatic. I do the same on TCP/IP6 to make sure everything is fed automatically. Unless you've got a very specific reason, like your tech person has told you to stick to a specific IP address, just set it to automatic, and I do that for each one. So again, double click on it, find the IPv4, find IPv6, double click on them, look at your properties, and make sure everything is set to automatic. Alrighty, now let's go back to our command prompt, type ipconfig, and let's see if I'm connected or not. Under my Ethernet, I'm still not connected, that's fine. But under my Wi-Fi, you can see I am now connected. I was given an IP address from my router, and here is the gateway, which is essentially the IP address of the router itself. So I now have connectivity. Okay, make a note of the IP address of the gateway. You're gonna need it for this command. Ping, space, and then the IP address of your own gateway. Don't copy mine, yours is gonna be different. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. 0% packets lost, which means I've got nice, clear, fast connectivity between my computer and the gateway itself. If yours is very, very high, lots of packet lost, something is wrong, probably with your network card. Right, next up in your command, type there ping space google.com. And essentially what you're looking for is a response similar to this. You're getting a response back from google.com, which means that your name, your DNS, has actually been translated correctly. Google.com actually gets translated into a specific IP address. If you are not getting that, well, perhaps your DNS is wrong. Let's go into your router. Remember that IP address of your router that we set earlier, 192.168.1.1 happens to be mine. I go into that, I log in, and what I'm looking for is the section on my router which allows me to talk about internet setup, internet connectivity. It should be set to automatic. Perhaps yours is static and perhaps you've got a specific DNS in there. Try a different one. I've got a video about DNS linked up here. You can definitely go check that out to choose the best DNS for you. For this example, I'm going to leave everything on automatic. Whilst we're still in the router, let's go double check that I've enabled both the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz network. You want to make sure both are enabled if you have them. And the reason for it is 2.4 gigahertz is good for a bigger property, longer distance. 5 gigahertz is good for shorter distances, gives you a faster speed. So I like to connect to the fast speed. I'm close enough to my router, but if not, I'm going to experiment and connecting to the other one. But if your network card cannot see the 5 gigahertz network at all, perhaps it's not compatible with a 5 gigahertz network, you need to swap it out. Okay, next up, we know we got connectivity. Now let's test how slow or fast it actually is. So open a browser, go to speedtest.net, and I'm going to run a very quick speed test on my network to see what I'm going to get. Now we're looking at the upload speed, and we're looking at the download speed, and we're looking at the ping rate. So I can see my download speed is 132 and my upload is 11. I know that's capped at that rate. Let's go change it from wireless to wired. There we go. Now I'm connected wired, and I'm going to see if that makes a difference to the speed. So let's click and fast forward the speed test. All right, well, instantly you can see that already 230 on the download. It's already much better. So what happens if your speed is much less than what you're actually paying for? Well, before you call your service provider, let's run the same speed test, but this time let's run it on our mobile phone. What we're trying to do is eliminate whether it's a computer problem or whether it's a network as a whole or whether it's the service provider. So you can see I'm getting the same speed as I did on my desktop. If I was paying for 500 megabits download, I would be calling my service provider. I am still surprised that people don't update their antivirus regularly. Make sure that you're constantly getting the latest virus definition. Things like malware, being part of a bot network, being part of a crypto mining scheme that happens to be running on your system will dramatically slow down your network. Make sure you're constantly being updated, and then every once in a while run a manual scan, which will take some time, but well worth the effort. So after all these tips, if you're still not getting the speed that you're paying for, now pick up the phone, you're armed with the information, call your service provider and demand to get that seen to. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Check out some of these other cool wireless tips and tricks and DNS videos right down here. Hit the head below to subscribe if this is your first time here. Give the video a thumbs up and I'll see you in those videos. Let's go.